Morning came in fragments rather than movement. There was no sunrise the way I understood it, no steady climb of light across the forest. Instead, thin bands of gray seeped through newly formed upper windows that had not existed the night before. The house looked different in daylight. Not safer, just more exposed. Like a thing dragged into view that was never meant to be examined under full awareness. The exit was gone. The front door now opened into solid wall, seamless and indifferent. I searched every perimeter corridor I could reach. Windows that had once shown the forest now reflected only other rooms deep within the house, bending space so that interior corridors stared back at me through exterior glass. Every attempt to map the layout failed. The geometry collapsed under observation. The house refused to be learned. And still the payment transferred on time. Every morning, equal parts bribe and confirmation. The second night arrived without transition. The gray light faded so subtly that I only noticed darkness had returned when the monitors reignited on their own. The vibration beneath the floors resumed. Deeper now, more confident. The rhythm sped up. Whatever circulation system existed inside those walls was drawing closer to completion. The distortion returned sooner this time. It no longer lingered at corridor ends. It moved freely through spaces the cameras followed with obedient precision. The outline thickened with each cycle of the house's motion. Grew weight, depth, purpose. The edges of it no longer wavered as badly. It was learning how to stay. I began to understand that I was not watching a haunting. I was watching a gestation. The house was not merely alive. It was pregnant. And I had been hired to remain present for the birth. Days passed in increments I could not properly differentiate. Sleep came in short, fractured intervals that ended with the sensation of the floor subtly shifting beneath me. Each time I woke, new rooms existed. New corridors branched outward. Old paths vanished. But the central space where I sat remained constant, preserved as though my presence anchored it in place. The monitors tracked everything. Every movement the structure made was measured and logged. Lines of data crawled across the edges of the screens in patterns I could not decipher. Growth rates, internal pressure, structural elasticity. The house was being monitored by something far beyond the walls. And I was the control sample. By the fourth night, the distortions stopped appearing on the monitors. Instead, I began to feel them pass. Subtle pressure shifts in the air. A faint displacement against my skin like heat moving through water. A growing awareness that space behind me was no